Welcome back to Singletrack Session number 110 here with the TrailManners podcast. This is Aric Manning and Joel Hatch coming to you on Wednesday, October 17th in Ogden, Utah. And we've got a little lineup today with a bunch of random topics, since that's kind of what we do on the Singletrack Session. We did miss Tuesday's episode, a little scheduling conflict with one of our guests, but we got one scheduled for next Tuesday that's sure to be fun.
Yeah.
We will be traveling bright and early in the morning up to Park City, Utah, to talk with the inventor of trail running.
Yes.
I don't know if he's got a spin on trail running, some new techniques.
The quad master himself.
Yeah, that's right. We got Gabe Joyce coming on. As many of you know, Gabe had just come back successfully from doing the FKT on the Teton Cirque.
No, Teton Crest.
Teton Crest?
Yes.
Okay, so there's differences. So Teton
Yes.
Crest, and we'll get into that when we talk to him, kind of the differences, what he did, what the FKT is.
Right. One's a loop, the other one's point to point.
Point to point?
Yeah.
Okay, I know. So he did that with Trevor Fuchs a few weeks ago, and Gabe walked away with the FKT. So we'll kind of talk to him about that a little bit. But before we go on, we want to wish a friend of ours a happy belated 60th birthday.
Yeah,
to
old
Mr.
man.
Jim Skaggs. I had the pleasure of cleaning up garbage with him yesterday.
Right.
Asked him how he's doing. He went back east to visit his kids.
So
He drank too many beers on his birthday.
he did.
And I said, well, do you drink, a beer for each year? And he's like, oh, God, no.
Pretty close.
Yeah. And he
Over
says,
the course of the week.
Yeah, probably. And he said his son put 60 candles on his cake, and it just looked like the bonfire.
That's awesome.
So happy birthday, Jim, on 6-0. That's awesome. We got kind of what do we call this? The injured reserve list in the apartment today.
Yeah, 2 gimps in the apartment today.
So I went running last Saturday. I've been running pretty consistently, doing good, feeling great. Went running last Saturday on the Bonneville shoreline, steep little short section. Went to push off on a rock on my right leg and felt a pop in my calf.
Right.
I don't think it's a bad.
I don't
think
so
it's a
either.
tear, but it's enough that I haven't been able to do anything all week.
Right.
So I'm on the IR for hopefully not much longer.
Yeah, I'm sure
I
you'll
got
be
in
fine.
to have you stretch me out the other day.
Yeah.
And then I got a massage appointment. And I've been icing like crazy, reading books.
Right.
That's what I do now.
That's a good thing.
And you, my friend, have an appointment with a
Scalpel.
sculptor. Yeah,
With the
scalpel.
scalpel.
That's right. So November 2nd.
Yeah. Getting my meniscus cleaned up.
Nice. And so that's what, did you say it was like 4 weeks non-weight bearing?
No, my gosh, I hope I don't have to have the repair, which I've had in the past, but that's 4 weeks non-weight bearing. This one, they just go in and clean it up. It's 4 weeks of therapy, basically,
Okay.
and then I can start running again.
Okay.
So I'll be able to walk on it right away.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Technology is king. So that's good. Hopefully you get that. What's that? A couple weeks away still.
Man, yeah, 3 weeks
So
out.
you'll be back by Thanksgiving. You'll be running turkey trots before you know it.
No,
No
definitely
thanks.
not. No, thank you.
So I have a fun little story.
Okay.
That's not running related, but
Okay.
as many of you know, we kind of cross sections with the soccer world.
Right.
There's this U12 boys competition soccer team that's been trying to recruit me to coach for like a year.
Right.
And Monday they had a game. And so I took me and my daughter, drove down to Farmington to watch their game.
Right.
Because I wanted to say, hey, this is what Dad might be doing again.
Right.
Wanted to get a piece of it. So we sat and watched this game, and they're U12 boys, right?
Yeah.
So young kids. And there was a game going, and the other team was extremely, extremely physical to
Yes.
the part where they was pretty dirty.
Oh.
And near the end of the game, I got to give credit to the team that I was there to watch. The fans were amazing.
Yeah.
The other side of the field, however, was a whole nother story.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. They're yelling, ref, book the kid for diving. Kid got hit in the mouth with an elbow, and it's cold.
Yeah.
And so that just hurts anyway.
It
And these
does.
are under 12-year-old kids.
Right. So they're still a little soft.
Yeah. And this
They're
kid
still mama boys.
went down, and he didn't look good.
Yeah.
I looked at my daughter, I said, that hurts.
Right.
And there's a dad over there yelling, book him for diving. Oh, my gosh, this is a joke. And the team that was there to support are littler at 12. This other team was pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like
Gotcha.
throwing hay all weekend or something.
Yeah.
And they just kept throwing these kids all over the place near the end of the game. Game was over. One of the kids on the other team punched a kid in the back of the head.
Oh, no.
like full on punched the kid in the head. Kid fell, and the kid was probably one of the littlest kids on the team I'm there to see. Kid dropped, and the parent, it was in front of the other team's sideline, and the parents were telling the kid dove again.
What?
And I was a innocent bystander. My daughter's looking at me, and I'm like, unbelievable. I can't believe this. Well, of course, after the game, the coaches go over, bring their kid over, and the team that I'm there to support walks over to shake hands. The other team wouldn't leave their sideline to shake hands. These are under 12 boys.
Whoa.
And so I'm sitting there, and I'm kind of giggling because I'm like, this is crazy. And then one of the parents was walking over from the team out supporting to, talk to what it ended up being is they were friends with someone on the other team.
Gotcha.
So she was walking over to talk to her friends.
Yeah.
And the same man yells out, "Get on your sideline, parent. You don't belong over here. This is a joke." And she just stopped and froze and was like, didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And so then one of the coaches went over and said, "You need to sit down." One of the coaches from the side I was on, like, "You need to sit down. She's coming to talk to her friend." Because the kids are still friends. They go to the same schools. Right. It was ridiculous. And I sat there and I looked at my daughter and I said, "This is exactly why I don't want to coach again."
Exactly. And it's back in your day, it was bad, but now I think it's like this all the time. Well, I think you're always going to have one parent that needs to have a good old-fashioned ass whooping.
Well, and the funniest part is I didn't recognize the parent. He was bad the whole game. He was vulgar. He was just outright rude. Come to find out, when I played and coached up Weber State, he was the BYU goalkeeper.
That explains everything there.
And I sat there and I'm like, this guy, he was an amazing goal. Like, he was legit.
Sure. He's a great athlete. But
it's almost like he didn't know the rules either. Like, some of the stuff he was saying, I'm like, that's not even a rule. Or that's, and I'm thinking he should at least know that. Like, I can understand you being just an a-hole. Yeah. But when I found out who it was, I just started giggling.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, what an idiot. Yeah. I mean, it just made me feel bad for the kids.
Well, yeah.
On both teams.
Yeah, but see, they're viewing that as acceptable behavior, right? That's one of the bigger problems that we have right there.
Yep. And the couple of parents on the other team came over because, of course, parents know each other, kids know each other, and they're like, "We are so sorry. That guy does it a lot.
Right.
The coach just doesn't dare to step up to him."
Yeah, there's another problem. That coach needs to put him in his place.
And the kid that punched the kid, he does that a lot, is what they say.
Really?
And I'm like, why is a kid even playing?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if he was on, I don't care if you're 12. If you're on my team, you do that, you're done.
You're done.
Right?
You're
done.
off the team.
Yeah, that's just bad. I mean, I understand that kids that age, they go through struggles. It could be dealing with lots of different things.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it needs to be addressed.
It needs to be clear up front. If you hit somebody else.
Yeah. In the back of the head.
Yeah, if their back's to you. Come on. I mean, it's one thing if someone slugs you in the face, all right, step up, defend yourself.
Yeah.
But just to sucker punch them?
And when the game was over, the kids were coming back, and the kid just turned and clocked it. I mean, it wasn't
That's dangerous, too.
It is. It really is. I mean, head injuries, hitting them in the right place.
Right.
And the fall if you knock a kid out. But it was, and I sat, my daughter's like, "Dad." I'm like, "I know, right?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "This is crazy." And then the team that, was recruiting me or whatever, one of the coaches like, "This is not normal. This doesn't normally happen."
Kind of like man.
Shedding it. And I'm like, I get it, and it was, I was really impressed though with the team I was there to support.
Right.
All the stuff went on and the kids did great and the parents didn't get involved. They didn't bicker back and forth. And I'm like, that's impressive because I know my blood was boiling and I had no dog in the fight.
Yeah, no skin in the game, right?
So I'm like, but it was kind of comical. Because I remember my dad was one of those people. He was an alcoholic. So he would go to my games and I would look at him like, he got kicked out of
every game.
He got kicked out of like, parks. Not just, you can't be at the field. It's like, you need to get in your car and go to 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, he's actually drunk, so let's not. But back
he needs to go to a different county.
Yeah. Back then, I mean, drunk driving was, I remember driving with my dad. He's like drinking vodka, straight, passing cars on a 2-lane road, I'm like, I'm 10. I'm like, "Dad, I'm not sure." He's like, "We got it."
Not wearing a seatbelt.
No, not at all. I'm like, on the top.
Yeah, exactly. You're up there with the dog.
Cut no sunroof in. But, yeah, it was kind of funny. It was kind of disheartening. But there's a lot of games going on around us, and I didn't hear it from other fields, which was encouraging. And this is the second game I've been to with them, but it was sad. And I did go to one of their training sessions on Saturdays from finishing drills, and the kids were cool. They were good kids, and it was interesting for sure, but unfortunate all the way around. So enough with that. Let's move forward. So one thing we do have coming up too is the trail running film festival put on by Rain Shadow Running.
Right.
So in your area, I'm sure they're coming. If they're not, you can contact them. So we've got Salt Lake City, or Ogden here, right down the street, on November 12th.
Right.
And then the very next night in Salt Lake City on November 13th. I've got 2 tickets. I'm going solo, but I have an extra ticket if someone wants to go. And one of our amazing listeners, Amy Pett, has an extra ticket to each that she's not going to be using now. So we've got some tickets kind of up in the air, up for grabs.
Gotcha.
Right now, I'm not going to do a contest.
Nah.
But if you're interested, let me know.
Yeah.
We'll send you a form. You fill it out. We'll run you through the background check and see what works. But yeah, that's in Ogden and Salt Lake. Those are the dates. You can check online at the Trail Running Film Festival to see when they're coming to a town near you.
Right.
But some interesting news that I've read through this article a few times. Jim Walmsley.
Which article?
About him and Rob Krar.
So I've read through that a couple times, and I didn't see where he says that he's training for the Olympic trials yet.
Okay, so the article that I saw...
Did they update that?
Yeah, the article I saw, it says Walmsley can combine trail and ultra running with marathon training by focusing on flat and fast 50Ks. He will not take part in races like UTMB next year, which have massive climbs and descents. What was one? Here it is. After Hong Kong, I'm doing a half marathon as an experiment.
Oh, my God.
We will see how some of the speed work goes.
Gotcha.
In the United States, runners who can meet the time standard are eligible to take part in the Olympic trials.
Right.
Men have to run under 2 hours and 19 minutes for the marathon or 1 hour, 4 minutes for the half to meet the criteria.
Okay.
And he says the U.S. is pretty wide open in terms of marathon runners, and it makes you think you can throw your hat in the ring.
I think he can.
So it looks like Walmsley's focus next year is Olympic trials.
Right.
After this Hong Kong race that the article makes it look like him and Rob Krar are doing some battle royale against each other.
Exactly.
It's like, well, Krar beat him here, and then they beat each other again. I'm like, 2-1. That's kind of what you're trying to say.
But I don't know, man. Why would you do, if your focus is the Olympic trials, why would you do a 100-miler in the springtime?
Yeah, I think it's in February.
Yeah.
But it's in it's the Fast 100 Ultra.
Yeah.
Is what it's called, and it talks about flat and stuff. But it says Hong Kong trails are notorious for steep climbs and brutal staircases.
Yeah, like terrible.
But this route is generally flat and runnable with only 2,800 meters of elevation.
Oh, okay. So that's like 10,000 feet of climb.
There are hardly any stairs in this race. And it's difficult to keep your legs moving fast.
Well, we'll see. I mean, best of luck to him.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's going to be interesting to see what Walmsley does next year. And the funny thing is, I shouldn't say funny because it's not funny, so I'll take that back. But I read some stuff through social media, and people were kind of – there's the haters.
Yeah.
There are people like, oh, it's because he can't run legit mountain races. It's like he doesn't do well at UTMB. He couldn't do well at Hard Rock. He couldn't, so it's like.
Oh, he did good at Western States.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's like
that's a pretty good course.
It is a good course, and I get what some of the people are saying, but
yeah.
I mean, let's look at it this way. I mean, here's the thing: Carl Meltzer, he's not a flat 100-mile runner, right? So people have their strengths. They have the things they like better, and we're still. Got to give Walmsley, cut him a little slack. He literally is still new to the ultra running scene for long distance. It's not like he's been doing it for 5, 6, 7 years. It's like he's a couple years.
He has that cross country background.
But that's kind of a flatter realm and everything else.
And if you're going to focus on the Olympic qualifying, there's a narrow window where you can do that, and that's next year, right?
Yep.
So he has to push everything else aside.
I think it's cool.
Go for it. If he makes it, then basically he is then helping to shore up his finances for the next couple of years.
Well, there's a lot more money on this, the Olympic
marathon
side
for
than
sure.
there is on our side.
So I can understand why he's doing it. I mean, of course, I want to see him run trails.
Yeah, I do too.
But if he does well in the marathon, of course, I'm pumped. I'm excited because we haven't had like a legit men's marathoner for a long time. I mean, Meb's good.
Yeah.
But
I mean, and it's cool to see this crossover. It's usually the other way.
Exactly.
Halves and marathoners come this way, so he's kind of going back into that. And at the end of the day, I mean, we as a, I don't know, group, culture, whatever you want to say, he can do what he wants.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, I don't understand why people were kind of like, oh, he's getting out because of this. No, you don't know why. Number one, you're not him. And if he enjoys it, do it, man. Good luck. I think it'd be
hard.
How cool would that be to see Walmsley in the Olympics, though? Seriously.
Running fast like that for that long of a period of time is really difficult to do.
Yeah, it's really hard. But I think it'd be awesome to see him, running.
Where's the next Summer Olympics at? Do you know offhand? Is
don't.
It in Asia? Is it Tokyo?
I don't know. I can see if I can find it real quick.
I think that's where it's at.
What year are we looking at?
2020, isn't it?
2020.
Or is it 2018?
Well, we're in 2018.
Oh, we are?
Yeah. Hey, it's your day for the numbers game. Yeah, it says 2020 Olympics Tokyo.
Okay.
So there you go. So that's why he's racing over there, over there to kind of get some things. But I think it'd be really cool because you see him winning. You see him going to the Olympics, and he takes third. I'm going to knock him down a step because he's new.
Right.
And instead of a bronze, I give him a bronze belt buckle.
That'd be awesome. Right.
To back to his roots to trail running. I'd be like, can you make that into a buckle, bro? I don't want to hang it on my neck. I got to wear this. I'm a Cocachino cowboy.
That's right.
Cocachino Olympian. Good luck. We'll post the article. You can check it out because there'll be a lot more coming up on information because it kind of did, I think, take the world by storm a little bit. I first saw it. I'm like, what?
I first saw the headline, and I read the article, and there was nothing in there about him actually running or trying for the Olympic trials. It just talked about the Hong Kong race. And I was like, did I miss something? What happened here? And so something's come out in the next couple of days that explained a little bit more. But, hey, best of luck to him. I think that just opens up the door for another American to slide in and hopefully do a little bit better at some of the bigger mountain races.
Yeah.
Now, we're still searching for that individual.
Yeah. Consistency.
Yeah. I mean, Tolson is really close. He just needs to stop getting hurt.
Yeah. Stupid injury bugs.
Stop getting cut on the quad.
Good luck to Walmsley. We'll post that article, but it'll be cool to see for sure. I'm half marathon at 104 though.
Oh my gosh.
You're moving a little quicker than I would like to.
Right.
My calf just cramped. I just said that out loud. Also going on, still, we'll cover it next week, because, we want to give a full detail, but the Moab 200 or 240 is going on.
I think it's done.
Today, I think it is, yeah, but all the results aren't up, and, been following that a little bit. One of my favorite things, though, through social media is the before and after photos.
Yeah.
Super. Maybe we'll do that at our 7K, before and after photos, see the difference. No. But it's really cool to see the expression and the joy on people's faces, finishing that monster. This year they had to reroute the course. Snow. Some of the reports I got is some of the coldest temperatures, period, 14 degrees.
Yeah.
There's some fun stuff by Phil Lowry / Clark on social media. It's kind of interesting where he wanted to go out, and his wife's like, no, if you go out, you'll die because you'll fall asleep at 14 degrees. And he's like, okay, I'll have some pizza. But knowing Phil, that's pretty comical. And also, which means the Triple Crown of the 200 is wrapped up.
Yep.
So we'll have more to report on that. Also, something funny happened this week is on Instagram. We got a new follow from Chris Robertson. He is the American Beer Mile champion.
Oh,
446.
That's so fast.
Yeah. So he started following us, and I was cracking up. I'm like, right on. Beer Mile champion from America, 446. That's pretty good. I couldn't even do it. I mean, I could drink 4 beers in 446, just not run.
Oh, that'd be hard itself.
I could do it. We'll do it next week on the show.
On the show.
But yeah, that's crazy. That's amazing. And obviously I'm doing the podcast, so good news is I did not get called in for jury duty yet. I have to call in at the end of the day.
Right, for tomorrow.
But it makes me nervous because I'm going to San Diego next week.
Right.
So if I get called in tomorrow and they pick me, and
over.
I'll be like, sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Can't do this.
I got tickets already.
Yeah.
Look at my I got shorts on, too.
I'm
ready to go.
These flip-flops ain't going to, flip themselves.
That's right.
But yeah, I called in on Friday of last week, so that's when I call in. It says, if you're juror number 0 through 51, and I'm 59. I was like, whoa. So I'm really hoping.
You're on the cusp.
I'm really hoping the city's on a quiet mode right now.
Well, we're on fall break for school.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm really
hopefully everything will be on the
quiet, because I got a call tonight, and I'm nervous, man. If they're like, if you're number 51 through 58, I'll be like, whoa. Or, if they go above it, I'll have to report tomorrow. And
right.
Not going to be pretty. So that's good. Didn't get a lot of response from the vacuum side of questions.
We got a handful of very passionate responses.
Did we?
Yes,
Okay.
we did.
I didn't see all
we
of
had
them.
somebody that was a die-hard shark fan.
Okay.
And then we had a couple other people say Dyson all the way, which I totally agree. And Aaron Hill, it is not creepy to enjoy your vacuum. I enjoy quality, sexy products.
Jill's like, honey, I'll vacuum this weekend.
That's right.
Honey, I'll vacuum again today.
Exactly.
She's like, we vacuum all the time.
You got to when you got that dog in the house.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Also, some great news. I have an appointment on Tuesday
Okay.
to drop the Volkswagen bus off at the shop.
Oh,
To
well,
get
you're
that work
keeping.
done.
Are you keeping it? I thought you were going to sell it.
I don't know
you were
yet.
You're on the fence still.
So I'm going to get fixed either way,
Gotcha.
right? Because if you're going to sell it, it's something that runs or it sells better.
It's
right?
more valuable.
Yeah, it's a little more valuable. So definitely going to get it fixed. My conundrum is this: I'd have to store it.
Yes,
Right.
that's expensive to store it.
It can. I called. I mean, I found a place that'd do it for like $70 a month.
Whoa.
And I'm like, yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
That's a lot.
So yeah, I'm on the fence. My daughter's a little sad.
Yeah.
Aspen. She's like, Dad, I was hoping to inherit that sucker. You
Right.
know? And I'm like, well, hopes are one thing and
They're
life
easily
is another.
squashed.
Yeah. Let me squash another one of those hopes. Where do you want to go tonight? Yep. So yeah, I just got to find a place to store old Studio 78 for the winter time. But yeah, taking that baby in. Talked to my mechanic, same guy. He's like, what's going on? I tell him, he goes, hey, it's been a while though, so that's good. And I'm like, well, yeah, you haven't seen it, but it has been running anyway.
Right.
It's just been stored in my garage.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's exciting. We'll have that to get taken care of here pretty quickly. And the other cool thing, if you didn't notice our Facebook page, Beaverhead, David Tarkelson posted a video of I didn't realize the course caught on fire last year.
Yeah.
After the race, obviously. And it was so cool to see this video. And even as he's videoing, there's a fire going
Right.
by a tree. So he runs over and he's stomping out this other fire, and it was just leftover.
Right. Just the
Basically.
flare up.
But man, I was on the fence about running it because I did it last year. I'm like,
Right.
that was amazing. Let's see what else. And during that time of year, there's a few races that are interesting, but it's so hot anyway. It's like I
Right.
don't have a lot of motivation. But after seeing that, I'm like, I'm probably going to go back. That's super cool.
Right.
It's July 13th next year. And like I said, they always put on a great race. Check them out, beaverheadenduranceruns.com. To check out the video on our Facebook page. It's actually pretty cool. It gives you some good views of the fire area and just the just so cool from where it's burned to where it's green again is just like a line.
Yeah.
Like there's a solid almost line, so you kind of get into these really cool things. It's also a Western States and UTMB points qualifier. But yeah, love to see more people head up there to the Beaverhead. Such a fun race. Registration opens November 1st. And yeah, might see me there. I'm right there. I mean, I'm right there. Looking at dates. So yeah, I'd love to see people up there. We will be doing a what do you call that thing? Contest for a free entry. We'll probably launch the contest next week, so that gives you time because I don't want people, to hope they get in and sell out. So we'll look to start a contest next week.
Okay.
And that'll be to either distance for you on the Beaverhead, either the 100K or the 55K.
Right.
If you have any questions on that, shoot me an email. Love to answer them for you. Been up there a couple times, so can answer a few questions probably. And speaking of races, Palisades Ultra Trail Series just announced their date for next year.
Yeah, they moved it, huh?
They moved it to July 20th, 19th and 20th.
Okay.
Because they have a lot of different distances. Their registration opens up pretty soon. I think October. I don't know. It opens soon.
Soon.
Yeah, it opens really soon. Made some changes to the courses to make it flow a little better because they had to make that last minute change last year, which they couldn't avoid. So now they're just going to take care of it head on, make sure it's not a little out and back near the finish. But yeah, a lot of spots up, a lot of different race distances for that. We'll talk more about that as we get closer. But keep your eyes open because the registration opens for that as well. And super psyched, the Nordic 7K on December 15th is open.
Right.
And registrations are coming in.
They're flowing in now.
If you registered last year, if you raced last year, you probably got an email that just said,
Hopefully
hey.
you did.
Hey, just
check your spam.
Just in case. And we've got some people flow through from that. But we'd love to see you there. It's a fun night. It's a fun morning.
Yeah.
It's on the mountain. Could be snow, may not be snow. You never know. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
The little wild card there. But that's the Nordic Valley 7K hosted and put on by us here at TrailManners. December 15th. Still got spots. Love to see you. Bring a friend. Have some fun.
Right.
Kind of a little party. It's not a PR course. Not a legit,
No.
hey, let's go out and bust a race. You can if you want.
You
but
can.
It's just more
it
of a
runs
fun day.
more like a 10K.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's challenging. You almost have 1,000 feet of climbing off the first mile.
Yeah. And
then after that, it's rolling fun.
It'll be a lot of fun. So love to see you there. Also, our Ogden Trail Running Festival is dated for May 3rd and 4th of 2019. I've been working with Solomon. They have agreed to be the title sponsor again, which is always great news. Been working with Mike over there and Connor at the Almersport Factory Outlet. Got some other sponsors on board from last year, which seems like they're pretty excited to come back. If you're interested in being a part of the event, let us know. Send me a message, manners@trailmanners.com. Still going to have that awesome Kids K, which was a huge hit last year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Third year for that, and we're just super excited about continuing to keep that rolling. I will jump into our Strava week, and then Joel will follow that up with our Woody Footy, since it's his week. For Strava last week, we had a gentleman, and it was kind of funny because the distance was 116.2 by Andrew Smith. And right away, I'm like, Andrew Smith, that's a UK name. Sure enough, out of the UK. Yeah. Had a 100-mile race last week. So, Andrew, you were tops in the distance. Running time was Christian Morgan, and the last name is, let's find it here. I just lost it. Christian Morgan. Yeah, that's it. That's the name. They're running coach, so that's why I had the R. 22 hours, 14 minutes. And climbing, look at this, Erin Hill, 21,665.
Oh, goodness.
So she does not understand what the word slowing down with vert means. Yeah.
Off-season.
So
she's getting ready for Rufa.
Must be. Yeah, must be.
She wants to be Rufa Queen.
Rufa Queen. Ooh, that would be sweet, right?
Yeah. He needs to do that, King and Queen.
He needs to open his registration or say when it opens.
I bet you it's going to open soon.
Yeah.
You know how he is.
I know.
He's not so good with that. Everything else he's like crushing. Right?
I looked at it, and he's got a date set for it, but just not a registration opening date. Like, it doesn't say when it's going to open.
It's usually in November.
Yeah, I think a lot does open in November.
Right.
So this week on Woody Footy, Where'd Your Feet Take You? There's some nice ones, again, from all over the U.S. and countries that are not the United States.
Right. That one from Germany was really good with the mushrooms.
Oh, yeah. There was a couple from Germany this week. We had Chelsea Minty doing some castle hunting, and then Christopher Fell was in Germany with the mushroom. That was super cool.
Has Christopher won? He's won, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
I was going to pick that one, but it's like, Christopher's won before.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We had a cool one of Steve England slapping high fives and stuff at the finish line of his race.
Right.
We had one from Jen Payne that was chased by a moose.
Yeah.
That's going to make you...
They're frisky right now.
Yeah, they're ready to say hello.
I've heard a couple stories of people getting chased this week.
God, I'm not up there. Annie McDonald was in Cambodia.
Yeah.
Some cool shots. We have some, from all over, some great ones. But Joel's pick this week.
Right.
We had a fun one with Brett Whitelaw and Nephi's Twist Trailhead.
Right.
And that was a good little shot. I didn't know where it was either.
I thought it was, a joke.
Yeah.
I thought it was...
He just runs around with a sign on his back and plants somewhere.
Nephi's Twist sounds like you're at a party with a bunch of dudes, and you're like, come in the bathroom. Let me show you this trick.
What do you call it? I call it the Nephi's Twist.
It's my new penis trick.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, anytime he tells me to come in the bathroom, I'm out.
You're like, dude, come here. Let me show you this.
Not falling for that trick again, man. Worked at a gas station once. That ain't happening again. All right, this week's winner, Joel, who do we got?
Trudy Schoening, I think is how you pronounce that last name.
Okay.
We're close. She was at Grand Canyon doing Rim to Rim.
That's pretty.
It is pretty. It's a good time of year down there.
20 hours of amazing and painful beauty.
You know what that's like.
A Midwesterner.
Yeah.
And that's pretty bold. Yeah, I know what that's like.
Yeah.
I know what that painful beauty is. The amazing part I forgot about for a while, but it came back to me. So congratulations, Trudy. Send us an email, manners@trailmanners.com, with your mailing address. We'll get that right out to you. And that, again, was by our friends at the Sign Garage. Nate and Elizabeth have just opened their new shop at their house, so they're in transition mode while they set that up. But, get all your cool stuff logoed there. They're on 25th Street in Ogden. Great group, great shop. That'll work. All right, now we've got a couple Ask TrailManners questions. One was, I didn't get the name. Oh, they didn't put a name. I don't know. I'm not going to give the email address, obviously, but but here's what it is. It says, "Hey, TrailManners, the Women's World Cup is getting close, and we haven't heard you talk much about it. Curious if you're going to cover that at all like you did for the men. The women look good."
They're 2019?
Yeah, so first of all, we're not going to cover
it at?
France.
Okay.
Yeah, so we will cover it, and we haven't covered it because we're not at the World Cup.
Right.
It's just the build-up.
It's kind of building up to it, yeah.
Yeah, the women just qualified.
Next year we talk about it.
Yeah, we will. We'll talk about it next year when it happens, just like we did with the men's. But, yeah, we'll cover it. The Women's World Cup is fun to watch, and the women are just dominant right now, like crazy dominant right now. Some good storylines, so congratulations to the Women's World Cup. And I'm old school, man. I grew up in the Women's World Cup, was crushing it when there was Julie Foudy, Christine Lilly, Mia Hamm, Brandy Chastain, Brianna Scurry, and of course Michelle Akers-Stahl. She just crush you. So yeah, we'll definitely cover that when it comes up. But thanks for checking. Yeah, that'll be fun to follow up. All right, here's one for you from Andrew.
Okay.
Simple question, complex answer, I'm sure. What type of watch or app do you use to track yourself on a run? Why that type? Question mark. So, Andrew, I don't use a phone to track anything because I don't run with my phone a lot, and when it gets cold, my battery dies quick.
Yeah, it does.
I use the Garmin Spartan Ultra.
The Garmin?
The Suunto.
Sorry,
because I have Garmin sitting right here because that's my old. I had a Garmin. I used Garmin my whole forever, but then I switched over to Suunto, and I've got the Ambit 3, which I used for years, and I still do. And I have the Suunto Spartan Ultra now.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, this is a rabbit hole to go down, but I love it. And that's what I use, and I just Bluetooth it to my phone.
Yeah.
Throws it right into Moves Count, which links over to Strava.
Right.
And so I don't really have to do anything except hit start.
Yeah.
The cool thing about it as well, and I know a lot of watches, and I don't research them all, but this one you can kind of program to what you want on the face of the watch.
Right.
Mine does have the heart rate monitor, which I don't even really pay attention to because I know my heart's there.
It's working.
Even though a lot of people don't think it is. There is one there, and it is working. So I don't really use the heart rate monitor. I know a lot of people train that way, which is great.
Yeah.
That's just not my way of doing it. I like to run and not have to be a data geek.
Gosh, if I had to follow my heart rate, I'd be walking a lot.
Oh, yeah, I'd be taking the elevator up to my apartment every day. I'm like, I'm up third floor. I better slow it down.
I'm in zone 4. I need to get back to zone 2.
But I love the Suunto watches. The ease of them is fantastic. And, again, I'm not a huge techie guy.
Right.
But I also don't use all the bells and whistles. All I care about is distance.
It's like iPhone versus the Android, right?
Yeah.
In a way.
Yep.
Like once you get into the ecosystem, you have a tendency to stay there.
And it's what you like.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's a great way to put it. Suunto does have their new 9 out, which I wouldn't mind getting my hands on.
It's got a longer battery life.
And that's why. But I don't have the financial backing of my
you need to win the lottery.
My Kickstarter GoFundMe page to get that. But I love the Suunto. Nothing against Garmin. I used Garmin for years, but I really do like the Suunto. And with the price of them, and why do I need to switch?
Right.
If someone sent me a brand new Garmin, I'd try it. There's no doubt. But I like Suunto. I know how it works.
Yeah.
It works for what I do. Like I said, I like mileage, vert, distance, pace. That's pretty much all I care about.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much why I use it.
I use that Strava app on my phone. I used it for most of the spring and summer. And then I switched over to my watch at the end of the summer.
How did those two kind of correlate distance the same, or were they off?
They were definitely off.
Were they?
Yeah.
Which one do you think was more accurate?
Probably the watch.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, they were in the ballpark. How's that?
Okay.
I mean, if I was super anal about being on the spot, I would use my watch all the time.
Yeah.
The reason I switched back over to my watch is because then I didn't have to pull my phone out.
Yeah.
To look at how far I've gone.
Yeah.
Right? I can just look at my wrist.
And sometimes and the reason I don't use my phone, I mentioned before, just battery life. Same reason. If it's in a pocket.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't have a pocket, so I leave it in my car.
Yeah.
And also the watch, I like sometimes if I'm feeling good, I like to look down to see my average pace at the time.
Yes, that's nice.
Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? Am I
going at all?
Yeah. Am I really moving?
Yes.
Or is it just a cartoon look right now?
Right.
But I like to have quick, easy access to see where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Also, time of day.
Right. I do like the phone though, just because it's like it goes right to Strava. I don't have to sync it.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm already probably going to be listening to some music, so everything's just contained in the phone.
Gotcha.
And then I tailored all my shorts now to whether it can fit my phone or not.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So some of my older shorts that couldn't fit my phone, they were recycled.
They're done.
Yeah, they were done. Sorry, they didn't make the cut.
Yeah, and if I had Bluetooth headphones, I may do that.
Right.
But yeah, I don't really listen to a lot of music when I run, and I have shorts that won't fit a phone. And I don't know I'm really nervous too about breaking my phone, like on a trail run, like falling, drop. I mean,
you
drop
have to fall on your butt to break it.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how I could fall.
Yeah.
You've seen me fall
I've
before.
seen you fall
it couldn't be
lots.
an absolute shit show / yard sale.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I fall one time and my shorts were gone, so that's how bad I can fall. You know. Yeah, I think you could use either one. I think there's a lot of people, Joel said. I think it's a lot of personal preference, but
right.
I absolutely love the Suunto watch.
Similar in their abilities, right?
They are. I think once you invent something, I think it's just a matter of right now the big game I think is battery life for these things.
Oh, for sure.
Right? It's a fight to get that battery life.
Yeah.
If you're a marathon runner, half marathon runner, 5K runner, that's not an issue. But when you get into the longer distances, you do get an issue. Right. And you're looking right now like a 9 hour dip, like 9 hours. I know some say they go for 10 or 12, but if you hit that like every second, instead of every 5 seconds, the accuracy thing. So that's why I switch between the two sometimes. Like if I'm doing a 50K or 50 mile, I'll use my Ambit 3. Right. It's got a longer battery life, but I also have noticed that life's kind of shrunk.
I've noticed that too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a ploy to make me buy a new watch or if
I don't
the
know
battery's
if it's just
dying.
a software update
could
on
be.
them, and it just takes more battery now.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, I love wearing the Spartan though. The band's Spartan, comfortable,
much more comfortable.
It's good looking. Yeah, it's blue. I can wear it when I'm clubbing. You know, to match my outfit.
One thing we never talk about is the Apple Watch.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, that I like. It's smaller. It's stylish. It's in the Apple ecosystem, and you can just put the Strava app on it. Yeah. That could be definitely a go-to for your daily trainer or your short races.
Yeah, I'm wondering what battery life is on this. I know they updated their new one.
I'm going to say 4 to 6 hours.
Okay. See, that'd be...
For active use. I think you can wear it, obviously all day long.
But if you're using it as the
your GPS.
question was to track your run. Yeah. If you do something long, it may not work. I mean, I don't know enough about it.
I don't either. I mean, that's another $400.
I know it's like $400.
Yeah,
that's what I know about it.
$400 to $800 that you got to drop.
Man, running's expensive. That's what's funny, too, is if you could make it as inexpensive as you want it.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Shoes, shorts, you're out the door. Yeah. I think that's why a lot of those guys don't wear shirts when they run. I don't think they can afford them.
True. Right.
It's like, I only got one shirt. It's in the wash. I'm going shirtless today. Yeah, I hope that answers some questions. If you had any specific questions, we'd be more than happy to answer them. I think Joel and myself have enough experience with them that we could probably answer some, or we know someone that could get us the answer.
Or we're going to fake it.
Or, we could easily just throw it out there and fake it because, we have not done that ever before.
Nope.
There's a lot of good ones out there. But I personally like Suunto. I'd love to get the 9. But again, as soon as I get the 9, the 10 would come out. Mm-hmm. Just how it goes. Right. But for me, the Spartan... Ultra is working great. Yeah. I've never had a problem with it. I feel comfortable with its distance, mileage, everything. And I don't know. I've run with people on the shoreline the same run, and their Garmin is read different than my Suunto and different than something else.
But so close.
But it's close enough to, unless
like
you really want to.
Right, a tenth of a mile difference generally.
Yeah, so I think there's just a lot of variables, but I don't think you can go wrong with either. I'm not going to downplay Garmin. No. I used it for years. Right. But when I use my Garmin, though, the problem is it never seemed to make me go faster. Like, I don't think it worked under a 10-minute mile. Like, I'd hit close to 10, just seemed like it'd stop. Gotcha. It never made it, the Suunto, I can go under 10-minute pace. Gotcha. So, I don't know if it was the watch or me, but I'm pretty sure it was the watch because I was fast. I think that's it for this week. Don't have any other questions come in. If you have some questions, let us know. We are transitioning into our fall-winter season, so some things to look for. We're going to have our yearly Christmas list coming out. We'll have a contest for the Beaverhead entry, I guess, and a few other things. So, let us know if you have any questions. Love to see you at our races, Nordic Valley 7K. We'll have links in the show notes. Please share that with friends. We'd love to see you there and get a big group up on the mountainside in December. Other than that, Joel, I think that's it.
I think so.
All right, so this is Aric and Joel. This is Singletrack Session 110, We are out.